Hi everyone, it's me Amelia and welcome to this week's Confidence Catalyst Chat. This week we're going to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart, which is trusting the magic of expansion. Now what does that mean? It means a lot of things, but really it's about understanding that expansion is key to you growing and thriving as a leader in your leadership role, right? There might be things like you trust your abilities, you're starting to trust your team, you're resilient, like you learn from your mistakes, you've learned how to take those lessons, but you feel like you're just kind of on autopilot. You're just always saying yes to everything and to everyone, and maybe you're just going through the motions and you just have this feeling of being the Walking Dead. You're like, I just in, day out. Okay, I know what to do. I do this, I do that, but you don't have any growth mindset. You don't have any visionary, expansive mindset. So we're going to talk about that today and how important it is. So going back to this though, what I was talking about, like this idea of being on autopilot, this idea of just saying yes, being a yes man, really does contribute to what I do call the Walking Dead syndrome, right? It's when you're doing everything you think you should do, but it's not moving you forward. And it's exhausting. It just leaves you feeling invisible and undervalued and just underwhelmed, and the point where you just stop caring. So here's the truth though, you don't have to stay stuck. You can shift your perspective, start setting your boundaries, and wake up to your potential so that you can finally move from being overworked to being empowered. Why is it so important? It's just super important so that you can thrive in your role, so you can grow, so you can expand, so you can become the VP, the CEO, the COO, whatever it is, and finally break through from your cycle of burnout and rediscover your purpose and why you do what you do and why you love what you do, right? Remember when you first got this job, you first got the leadership role, you're like, I love what I do. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. And now you're like, who cares? Let's get you out of that. Let's get you back to a place where you're excited to do what you do and maybe even move forward. So let's talk about some actionable strategies today to help you reclaim your energy, expand your vision, and lead with confidence and excitement, right? So first of all, we got to look at the cost of being the yes person so that you can recognize this when it starts to come up. First of all, you feeling overworked and exhausted? Yeah, probably because you said yes to everything, right? You said yes to everything. Sure, I'll do that. No problem. I'll take care of that. Don't worry. I'll take care of that. And this isn't about not letting your team go on vacation, but it's about finding someone else to cover for them that isn't you. It's not about stretching yourself so thin that you can't take care of everything. That's not being an impactful leader. That's just being a pushover and they're starting to walk all over you. And you don't want that because you start getting disrespected. You don't feel like you're trusted. And then you're juggling too much and you're not delivering at the quality that you know you can. Another thing to look out for is if you're starting to lose your sense of identity and purpose. Like I said, did you used to love this job and now you're like, I could care less if I go or don't. I might just call in sick just to not go, right? You start losing sight of your goals. You forget that you wanted to be the VP or the CEO or the COO or CMO or whatever I said, CFO. You forget that that was your goal and you just sort of are stuck in this loop that then becomes survival mode and not even thrival mode. And that's not what we want. There's no room for growth there. Also, look and see if you're being taken for granted, right? Sometimes you're so good at your job that the boss wants to keep you right where you are because it benefits them. So be careful for that. Start looking for that. And if that starts to happen, be really clear about your boundaries. Say, you know what, I'm happy to do this, that, and the other thing, but I do have goals to move up, and that's what I plan to do. So don't say yes to everything just to please the boss, because if you do that, they're just going to assume that you're always going to do that. So it's really important to recognize these patterns because that's the first step to breaking free of them. So what are some practical strategies that you need to learn how to shift from going from overworked to empowered? First of all, shift your perspective. Super, 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 super important, right? Stop looking at this as like a ho-hum, doldrum job that you have to go to. Remember again, when you used to love going here. So reclaim that role of leadership. Start seeing how you can make some changes. Start seeing how you can make things different. Start seeing how you can improve things in a way that benefits your team and your boss, and start embracing those possibilities of what could be. Again, it's that visionary mindset, right? That's your perspective. Shift your perspective to be more of a visionary and see where things can go. Another thing that's really important is setting your boundaries. Like I said, you can't say yes to everything because people just start taking you for granted. They start walking all over you. They just think, oh, she'll do it. He'll do it, whatever. We can all, cut out early. So-and-so will do it. And it's like, no, you guys set the boundaries. Say, you know what, guys, I'm not doing it. If you don't want to, that's fine, but I'm not doing it either. And since it's your responsibility to get it done, you might want to rethink, cutting out early when you have these things to do. Now, hey, listen, if they've got all their stuff done, whatever, bye, have a good night. But if they don't and they expect you to finish up and clean up for them, nope, that's not happening. So be really clear that that's not happening. You're not there to clean up everyone else's mess. You're there to do your job and be a team player and help out where you can, but you're not there to be the janitor of all the tasks. And then also super important is start to trust the process of expansion, right? That's what we're talking about. Being a visionary. Fine, sure. Maybe when you first got that job, you were looking at it and you said, okay, I can do this, this, and this. And you've done all those things. And here you are. Here you are, the trusted boss of, 10 years, and everyone knows you and everyone loves you and they know they can count on you, but you feel like you've plateaued. Cool. Maybe it's time to start maybe mentoring somebody else, training somebody else, helping someone else take your job so that you can move up. Maybe it's time to move up. Maybe that's what this is. You need that purpose, that goal, that visionary expansion to move up from where you are and help someone else move into your position. Because wouldn't that be a lot more fun to know that you sort of left your position in good hands while you moved up, got more money, got better hours, better PTO, whatever it is that you get. You deserve that. You've been doing this a long time. So what are some practical tips to help you wake up and lead with purpose? Focus on high impact activities, right? Look at things that really have that needle moving action to them, that really help move things forward, help move that needle forward, like in your project, in your company, in your goals, whatever it is. Don't do the busy work. It's not about busy work. Busy work is for the interns. Sorry, you were once an intern yourself. I'm sure I was too. Busy work is for them, and that's great. They need to know it so that they can understand all the workings, but you don't need to know it. You already know it. You've done it. So really focus on the high impact activities. Also, always super important, as the needle moves forward, celebrate those wins, celebrate that progress, celebrate the fact that you all worked together as a team and made things happen and made things work the way that you were asked to do it, and maybe even better. And of course, stay true to your vision, stay true to your goals. Go back and revisit your goals. Go back. I've done this before. When I've worked in a company for a long time, I remember I used to actually love when the new hires would come in, right? And they'd come in and they would have these bright-eyed, wow, it's so great to be here. Wow, it's so neat. The stuff you do is so cool. And there's one of two ways you can react to that. Either, one way, which I think a lot of people go to, is they're so jaded. They're like, oh yeah, well, just you wait and see. You're going to hate it just as much. That does nobody any good. That does them no good. That does you no good. Does nobody any good. Another way, which is how I started to see it when I was in a company for a long time and I was starting to get jaded, I was like, no. I'm going to relish in that. I'm going to put myself back in their shoes and remember how cool it was to work here. The first day I walked in, how cool it was that I got hired for this company to do this job, to do these things, and all the goals that I had in mind, and all the ambition I had, and all the things that I was going to do and accomplish. Put yourself back in the shoes of your first day and remember how good that felt. And then replenish that energy, that drive, that ambition, and see where it can take you next. And I think that's really going to help you just, again, see the magic of the expansion in your job. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I know I sometimes need to be reminded that magic is everywhere, even in the mundane. And I hope maybe you did too. And if you're really struggling, like, Millie, I can't see the magic. I'm so stuck. I'm so plateaued. I just don't know what to do next. I don't know where to go, and I'm not sure I really care. That's okay. Send me a DM, send me a comment, reach out to me however you want. You can email me, theintuitivehealingsanctuary@gmail.com, and we'll set up a quick little 15-minute call, totally free, to see what your next step needs to be and how you can get there, and if maybe you need a little extra support. But in the meantime, please let me know if this was helpful. I hope it was. And it's really, really important for you to remember that you don't have to stay stuck on autopilot, right? There is room for expansion. There is room for growth. So I want you to embrace that magic and grow and shine. I hope this was helpful. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.